line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Crank it up.
Long may we reign, long may we claim. It is time to take it on down to another 2 mile longer as we're heading it down with the super late models of PTM Racing Series to Fontana, California's Auto Club Speedway, presented in part by our friends at Fort Worth Screen Printing and Lightning Wrapz. Hello again, everyone, and welcome back here to PTM Racing TV. We are live here today under the skies that are fading off into the sunset. Auto Club Speedway is our next showcase on the block for these Pitstall Racing Series drivers. And the SLM Series just happen to find themselves in a very unique situation. Coming off from sister track, Michigan International Speedway last week, they now have a full use and a full plane and an idea of what to do and what to bring to the table here against these heavy hitters and these hard chargers. But before we can get to that, though, it's time to take a quick look at our track tech talk here, presented in part by Fort Worth Screen Printing here. This is the biggest thing you guys are going to look for here today. We're going to be seeing this as about as close to an even keel as you would get to a Michigan International Speedway. The banking's just a little lowered out, actually, than Michigan. So you got multi-grooves, multi-lines, but again, it's going to all hinder around that one thing, the draft. Can you hang into the draft? Can you push the draft to its limits? That is the ultimate objective and the ultimate goal here on this today. Time to listen now to one of those guys here that had quite a bit of success last time out. Here, Gordon Larson Jr. in the double low here now joining me. And Larson, last time out of Michigan, had some good showings there, right in the top 5, up into that bracket with the top 10. But today, you're going back out on the sister track here, what you ran this last week. What are you feeling here today?
Car feels pretty good. I think we're going to have something for him tonight.
Have something for him indeed. Now we'll ask you, we saw really the bottom lane was the only line really everyone was gunning for at Michigan, but because of the lower banking towards Auto Club, does this kind of get the drivers a little bit more room to kind of aim towards the top side, or?
Yeah, I think you'll probably see some guys up there running the top. I think there's going to be multiple lanes.
Multiple lanes, multiple areas to go through, so we'll see how it all plays out. Nevertheless, Larson, thank you for your time today.
Appreciate it, guys.
Gordon Larson Jr., ladies and gentlemen, on the line here. We'll take a listen in now here and also take a listen to one of the other guys here that look to try to keep the rain going here. Ladies and gentlemen, the number 45, this is Tim Williams. Tim, you got a copy down there? Hold on here, folks. He's gonna park it down here. I probably think he's gonna try to talk to us here. You got a copy, sir? No, doesn't appear to be the case. Nope, no copy for him, and I think he's just gonna kind of let it be that. So unfortunately, we can't get a hold of him here. But there's one guy we can get a hold of. I think it's time we listen to last week's feature man here, ladies and gentlemen. Number 84. This is Len McNeese.
Hey, how you doing this evening?
Doing all right, Len. Last time out, you came off a huge high, pulling off the upset of the year so far, and really, this has been kind of one of those things that we've been seeing you get better and better at is these bigger tracks. I mean, really, what is going through your mind here as you try to take on the sister version of that track you won at?
Oh, I can tell it's a lot of difference on this tonight. It's the setup's different, track's different, plus it's going to be racing into the dark, so it's going to be a whole different kind of race tonight.
Do you think without that sunlight kind of blinding your eyes too, and the sunset and the darkness kind of being a little bit more forgiving to the track, that might make it a little bit more multi-groove for these drivers to run harder on?
Very good. It's very possible. The setup right now feels pretty good. A little loose on the start, then it tightens up. So it's about like they did last week. It's just a little bit different.
Sure there. All right. Well, Len, we appreciate your time here, sir. Best of luck to you today.
No, thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Len McNeese, ladies and gentlemen, on the line there, ready to belster it down and fire off here. Let's listen to some of our other guys right now. The number 6, he currently has third of the fastest time here. This is Eric Blount.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, pretty good, sir. Well, right now I'm getting a little deja vu. You got a big Taurus on your car, and then you got a Pontiac behind you. I'm sure we're not visiting the 1980s, 1990s again, are we?
I would hope not. We don't want to take steps backwards.
That depends on how you look at it, but nevertheless here, Blount, this has been probably one of the more interesting seasons for you to start-wise. Do you think that kind of has been playing a part here in how your success has been going through this season?
Well, you know, we just come to the track, lay it all out there, see where we wind up. I mean, so far so good for us this season. I mean, I think we gave away some points in a couple of races, but in others, I think we finished pretty good. So if we just step it up a little bit, get a couple more top fives, I think we'll be sitting pretty good.
For sure there. All right. Well, Blount, we appreciate your time here, sir. Best of luck to you and the crew.
Thank you, sir.
Eric Blount on the line there, listening into them here. Let's listen to one of our other guys right now. Your second fastest of the bunch right now in practice, the Crown Royal driver himself. This is Mr. Cody Griffin.
How's it going?
Going good, sir. Griffin, right now you're setting a quick time in practice, getting prepared up for the main event here in a little bit. But I gotta ask you, these speeds and the way these cars are handling, I mean, how difficult is it to kind of hold these lines down, much less try to make sure the car doesn't get too annoyed with you?
It's really different as far as you just got to be super, like, obviously this isn't a cup car, this isn't a Xfinity or a truck or even a K&N car or a ARCA car. So your line's got to be really defensive as far as, you know, trying to make speed. You know, you can't really run the top with this car because it doesn't have enough power. So you're going to see the draft be a big deal tonight, and you're going to see a lot of people be pretty defensive as far as keeping the car tucked down to the bottom of the straightaway coming down the front stretch and just trying to make all the time you can.
With all the pressure and everything that these guys are probably feeling too from Michigan, do you think some of them maybe a little bit too aggressive out of the gate as they were kind of in Michigan, or do you think they may have kind of learned their lesson and kind of stay away from it?
I don't know. I mean, even Pocono, you know, Pocono and Michigan were both, I don't know if it was the tracks or, you know, what the deal was with, maybe it was the setup, but it was just everybody was right on top of each other and you just couldn't get off each other. It was pack racing in supers, but I don't know. We haven't really, I don't think there's been one pit party in practice here today, which is a little odd, but I don't think Tim's here. So I don't know. I think from what I'm feeling in practice, I don't think this race will have near as many cautions as the last two had. I think you'll see everybody kind of get spread out here, and if we have a caution, I feel like it'll be on cold tires. Somebody will probably get loose and loop it, but I think we'll have some green flag runs here.
Absolutely. All right. Well, Griffin, we appreciate your time here, sir. Best of luck to you and the team today.
Appreciate it.
Cody Griffin, ladies and gentlemen. Former one in his own right here. We'll see how he does. But nevertheless, we join now here with another driver as well. Piling in the 20, the Corey Camp here. He joins us on the call.
What's going on, Hammer? How you doing?
Oh, we're doing pretty good, my friend. Just kind of heading through the field, just letting in on the guys and just kind of eavesdropping them a little bit too while we're at it. But seems like you're doing okay for yourself too. This season has been a bit of a tumultuous one when it came in terms of positioning, but as you're racing wise, seems like you've been pretty much kind of on the spot.
Yeah, trying to gain a level of consistency after being away from it for so long is always tough because you got to knock that, ring rust like if you're a boxer off. But last week it was a good show and a good testament to what I think the camp's capable of doing. And this track's really similar, maybe not quite as much banking as Michigan, but I think if we stay out of trouble, we could see some similar results.
So a pressure obviously kind of looming in too. I know we always talk about the fact that these short track cars are more known for their racing on the short tracks, but considering the fact you're on another big track, do you think some of these guys have kind of started to figure things out, or do you think maybe more so that it's just kind of let them go at it and then see what happens from there?
Well, I mean, we'll see on that first run, that very first corner, how patient they want to be because they handle differently. Obviously, being on a bigger track, the rear ends like to get a little bit light in the first couple laps until they start to grip up, and we'll just see how patient the field is, and then we'll see what kind of green flag pit stops we can get because that's really, I think tonight is probably going to decide the race off of pit road.
All right, well, we certainly could see that too. But nevertheless, here, Co, thank you for your time. Let's see what happens out there.
Amen. Talk to you later.
Talk to you later indeed. Well, last driver to talk with here, the lone female of our group today, ladies and gentlemen, number 5, Lady Wrapz, RBR machine. It is Chantel Bottle.
Hey.
Hello there. Well, I didn't mean to interrupt you in your driving school here, driving working around, but we just wanted to see how you were doing, see how the car's been coming in. You came in here a little bit later on than we were kind of expecting you to, so how is the car feeling for you?
It's feeling really tight.
Just really tight?
Yep. So I got a lot to learn before we go to race.
Well, with it being tight and all that, what do you think it kind of gets it just to get under control and make sure that the tires actually wear out enough to stop being so tight?
Trying to learn that now.
Good point. All right. Well, Chantel, we do appreciate your time here, and we'll see what happens out here for you and the crew.
Thanks.
Well, we didn't say she was one for many words here, folks. 6 minutes left on the clock right now. We are currently just getting figured out on time zone and gap here, everyone, right now. Pretty quick on the pace. Again, though, you got to remember a lot of these times are set with the draft in mind. So some of them maybe get a little bit more push, a little bit more ground and grip than maybe you might expect here. Best way I can really explain this race is pretty much as if you took the next gen cup cars at Daytona Talladega and then you threw them in the same kind of boat with a little bit less speed. They just get extremely aggressive and violent to push their way through to hold on with. Hey, again, race fans, we want to appreciate you. We want to thank you all for coming on out tonight here. For those that are tuned in with us here live on PTM Racing TV, currently just waiting for the race session to go underway here. We are currently still under the practice session. Qualifying will be about 10 minutes long, and it'll set the tone here for our drivers. Solidly stacked lineup today. Should be an interesting one to say the least. I'm curious to see who can get that pit strategy down and figure it out as well, because last time out we saw it was at 31 a Todd Poston who actually set the bar really high when it came to that pit stop strategy and that momentous occasion. Kind of outsmarted the entire field. If it wasn't for a darn little caution, though, that honestly might have belonged to him. No one was catching him while everyone was drafted. No one was catching him on his own. So this kind of situation, this kind of dilemma, I think honestly, if you see one car going to pit road and it's early on and you know you got enough fuel, I think these guys are going to have to make a move here, make a choice. New driver in the house tonight as well in the 343, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be Russ Hancock. He joins us here for the first time ever. This looks like he's driving the Solid Rock Toyota machine, so we'll see if the Camry car will be able to make a name for himself here. His first ever showcase here on PTM Racing TV. Also, do not worry, folks. I know if you get a little nervous about our mics going out a little bit, we're not losing time. We're not losing track of anything. We're just currently making sure all systems are good to go when we are ready for the racing action here. So drivers aren't really doing much either here. Most of them are in pit road. They're currently going over a driver's meeting. The driver's meeting basically gets them all set for the action at hand, sets them for the paces they're about to be brought into, and some hard racing to follow. Wow, right now, trying to get a faster time than the rest of the field to figure out where his spots are going to be laid out at, but I don't think anybody's going to be catching Cody Griffin right now, the way he's looking. Maybe testing the outside line, and talk about testing it, man. He literally rocketed the outside line. Blount nearly catching a piece of it. I'm surprised that thing held as well as it did. Pretty impressive, actually. So, looks like, yeah, there is indeed multiple lines here. You got the bottom, you got the middle, and you got the top side here. So, that could mean the difference between success or failure for some of these drivers. We'll have to see. I suspect later on, though, you'll see a lot more hard throwing moves and a lot of harder chargers coming in as well. Should be a classic, to say the least. $50 seconds left on the clock here for the Pitstall Racing Series. We got through all the drivers that have been able to chat with us. Like Medi's coming off that huge win last time out in Michigan, where he outran the field and outran everybody straight to the line, taking that one home. Previously, though, it was Corey Coe in the 20 that took home and took victory away. Or not Corey Coe, excuse me. That was 31 of Todd Poston. Not to get the names confused or anything. Todd Poston took home the number one win back at Iowa Speedway. The second one, well, looking through our cheat sheets here, I gotta remind myself who all won where. Cody Griffin took it home at Pocono there for that second week, so he's already a winner on the board. So we got 3 different winners through 3 different races so far. One of them, many didn't even think we're gonna be in that spot, but yeah, once he got there, he certainly showed this is going to be a race for everybody, and nobody is safe. So here we go, race fans. Skies are fading, clouds are falling off. We're going into qualifying now this time. Well, he won last time out, so I guess we'll focus in on him here as he brings it to the rack. Everybody exiting out of pit road now. We got Corey Coe, Chantel Pottle, Frank Hughes, Gordon Larson Jr., and Russ Hancock now exiting for their stage. Frank Hughes now going in. Jeffrey Todd Tufts is in the field now. Put the gaps on there and put the switches up. Let's see who is going to lay down the fastest times. 10 minutes to the distance here. I would presume, again, like I said earlier at Michigan, I would presume the best line to get around would be to shorten it out on the very bottom of the track, but I think a lot of these guys and gals are going to be really focusing more on trying to build the outside lineup and then get some of that run there going into the middle. Almost going to kind of drive it kind of like how you would a NASCAR car or an Indy car and just kind of find a line or find a little spot that works best for you. Draw the lap down, throw the speeds inbounds. Co now is setting his first lap of the day. His time is a 42.27, excuse me. Gordon Larson Jr. with a 41.96. Chantel Pottle tying him, so a tiebreaker going to Larson Jr. Frank Hughes not far off either, setting it down a 42.01. Dot Duff's time is going to be a 42.37 for his first one. TJ Mitchell is now on the clock as well. He will begin his lap here as Larson Jr. is coming around for a second time. Let's see if he's got a faster lap in mind. It's going to be a 41.93. That's going to be set for him. Corey Coe has now moved in with a 41.81. So he will be top spot. Chantal Pottle laying down a time about 100 of a second faster than the number 00. Corey Coe, though, stands on top of the field as Russ Hancock cannot take him down either. Second time there for Eric Blount, gets himself a 41.85. The second time, the faster of the two, moves him into second place. So now that is going to be surprising because he gets some of the heavy hitters still without laying down a qualifying lap. Michael Taylor right now currently wincing his way around, just flat out booking it, trying to figure out what he can bring to the table. Mitchell lays down the fastest time, 41.72. DJ Mitchell is your new fastest qualifier. Let's see what Michael Taylor's got here as he comes across the front straightaway here. And the CarQuest machine lays down a 42.05. So the ASC's got a little bit of work to do. Michael Taylor here, not normally known for pushing the limits, pushing the boundaries on this track or the front foot on the front pedal pace here. But that is not to say he can't get it done when he needs to and figure it out. I think it's just going to be a matter of timing, consistency, as well as maneuvering that makes or breaks the race. .01 for the second time. That will put them still in the relatively same spot, top 10. About 5 minutes left to go here. Minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock, and some heavy hitters have not even laid down a lap yet. One of them happens to be Cody Griffin, the 03. He has not laid down a time. Tim Williams, well, the number 45 driver, still without setting a lap here. Derek Paulson here not as well with us, so it's going to be a little bit kind of quiet here without him or some of the heavier other tough drivers we usually see around these parts. Tim Lee also, I believe, currently on vacation, so he's currently not able to make it here today with the Pit Stall Racing Series, but nevertheless, with 4 minutes left on the clock, pretty much have set our tone and set the field up. Robert Smith will bring the 51 Toyota Camry car out onto the track. Time to get a little rowdy. The 51 is looking to get the time set, but the car seems to be having other ideas. Final laps of qualifying thrown down. Robert Smith getting down as the last lap. Qualifying 12th so far here at the 42.49. Looking to try to change that here with this lap around. Garrett's here right now. He's looking to try to gain some more speed, a little bit more momentum, and just not only get himself for the qualifying stage, but also for the race at hand. As he shortens the track out just a little bit, entering off the front half. His time will be really no different here. He's going to stay with what he's got. So this could be a bit of a weird one here. Only about a minute left here. Some fast guys and some fast gals kind of punching their number around here, but we'll have to see who lasts and who defaults here. So field has now set themselves up, race fans. It's time to get down to business here and get down to the action. We are now set to go for the race itself. This should be a good one here. We have seen a lot of heavy hitters coming through. We've seen a lot of hard drives, hard fights coming into these races. I think more than ever though, these 2 mile long tracks, you're going to really see a lot of guys pushing maybe farther past their limits and further into the depths of their own insanity. It should be a long, hard fight. And without further ado, let's get down to business. time for the Pit Stall Racing Series. Couldn't have said any better myself. Intro away, let's get down to business. Here we go. On the pole for your Fort Worth screen printing greeting starting zone. The number 13 will be DJ Mitchell. Outside of them, and the number 20 is Corey Coe. Row number 2 in the 6. It'll be Eric Blount. The outside of them in that 61. That is Frank Hughes. Row number 3 is Len McNeese. Last week's feature winner in the 84. Outside of them in the 5. The throttle Chantel Bottle. Row number 4 is Gordon Larson Jr. in the double O. Outside of them in the 343, it's Russ Hancock. Row number 5 is Todd Poston in the 31. Outside of them in the number 98 is going to be Michael Taylor. Row number 6 is Jeffrey Todd Tufts in the 72. The outside of them in that 08, Robert Smith. Row number 7 is Cody Griffin, the 03. The outside in the 45, it'll be Tim Williams. Row 8 is Douglas R. Johnson, 388. The outside of them in the 47, Ray Radford. Final starter, row number 9 is Brian Rainville. And now, with that set in motion, that set in mind, let your minds be wildered and be wandered, because I think we're in for quite the show. 80 laps to the distance here at Auto Club Speedway. Only one thing is for sure, and that is absolutely nothing is for sure. We'll park them around off of turn number 3 and 4 this time on by here, and it is time to let them loose. DJ Mitchell in the 13, first time he's been the number 1 qualifier here this season. How will he take the reins? How will he make it his own? We're about to find out. Off of corner number 4 this time around, straight looking for the green flag to pop on out. Flag in the air, and it comes through. Lights are on. It's time for the Pit Stall Racing Series. Corey Coe going to take it straight up on the outside line immediately. Eric Blount, the number 6, kicking a good little ride there with Frank Hughes. Hughes popping up on the outside line here, getting some good use of momentum clearing out. Field is already starting to kind of drift off into their packs. 3 wide salute there between Larson Jr., Todd Poston, and Russ Hancock. Hancock taking the extreme outside line here as Gordon Larson Jr. throws one up to the top. Crossover there from Hancock. He'll squeak his way through the field. Cars were supposedly supposed to be very tight out of the gate, and they'll start to loosen up after a while. The 5 Chantel Bottle saying it a different way though, saying that it was loose off the start and didn't need, it was actually way too tight. She's looking to try to get that thing warmed up a bit, trying to tear it in through a little more as Eric Blount continues to move away to the chains into the middle there on the 3rd spot. Corey Coe, DJ Mitchell watching out from behind. Pretty solid little battles here out of the gate. Everyone looking pretty solid off the start. Not too surprised to see the front runners as high in motion as they are right now, but I am kind of surprised to see just how diverse of a field we got here in terms of iRating and safety rating, some ranging from above really the 3000s. So not even cracking around the 500s, and yet still they are trying to make the best out of their situations and race with the best of drivers. Backing them down into a corner right now. DJ Mitchell forcing Frank Hughes and Corey Coe a little bit, trying to make sure he can get a run on both of them. Packed, stacked, racked, and thrown onto the attack here. Only 4 laps in so far. It's been pretty much a clean slate. A clean drive out here for everybody. And look at this now up for the front. We've got a battle for the lead here. As the number 61 of Frank Hughes is now pushing the 13th buttons a little bit. DJ Mitzel sees where he's kind of trapped at. They're 3 wide off. Todd Poston in the 31 starting to make things just a little bit more interesting. Hughes drive off there for Hughes. Poston right behind, packing him through. 3 wide yet again off the back straight. Went up high, then went low, then back up high. Eric Blount kind of threw himself right into that fight, and now it's a dog fight here. Uh-oh! For the leaders, though, a huge wreck ensues, and caution is flying high in the air. We got major problems, almost the entire field in this wreck. Oh my, and a huge hit there, unfortunately, for the number 61 and the number 13, as Hughes and Mitzel just really getting worlds colliding down there. Both drivers probably unaware of what the heck happened until it was a little too late. Take a look at it from our blend cam here. This will give you guys a better idea of like what went wrong. Here's the PTM replay presented by Fort Worth Screen Printing. 61 drove up, collects 20 of Co, and you can see Williams gets collided in, Todd Poston gets hit, Pottle gets jammed badly there, and what a hit there, oh my. And looked like to me that it was Hughes who just kind of got a little too egregious here. Hitting up that corner, looked like his rear end slid out just a little bit, he looked like he was trying to save it, there's a save, and then there's the hit. Everybody trying to avoid, trying to get out of it, and then really nowhere to go. Oh, yeah, nice little hit there from the number 51. And pretty much puts everybody into pit road here now, so we'll have to see what goes down and what will happen here for the drivers. Definitely not the way they wanted to start it off here at Auto Club, but when we come back, there's still more action to be had. Tonight's race here at Auto Club Speedway, presented in part by our friends at Fort Worth Screen Printing. Be sure to get yourselves the best and most custom designed up t-shirts done your way. Fort Worth Screen Printing is the absolute way to go. Visit them up at www.fortworthscreenprinting.com. Also, give a shout out and a little love to the Twitch channel of John T. Garrett. Be sure to visit him up and see all about his racing journeys with his crew and the team. And by Lightning Wrapz, by the most affordable designs made at your leisure, Lightning Wrapz is looking to bring out the best designs in your libraries. We're going to double file them up again here, race fans. Get everyone settled back down and around town. That's definitely not been the start they wanted to see, but again, it is early, so we'll have to see if that comes to be a factor here throughout this race and throughout this event. The showcase of Pit Stall Racing Series, though, is about to get back underway. Smiffer. Good to see you again, sir. Although I can't quite say what you said on the air here. That probably get me DMA'd here. Down off the front straightaway here, looking towards the green flag race start zone. We'll fire him back off, down away again. We're back at it, Auto Club. Bit of a scatter for position out of the gate. Lynn McNeese, major problems there out of the start. Can't quite get a grip down there as he sends as he sends literally everyone right behind him in the field. Ray Radford, nowhere to go there. Here comes Tim Williams, the 45, after that horrendous little hit he took a minute ago. He's starting to make his way back through. Dive post in that left front wheel, still badly damaged. Looks like he just pretty much cleaned house and took some controls of everything. Blount. He's your new leader here as we got problems yet again. Robert Smith in the 51 troubles there off turn number 4. Something not going right or going afoot there, and ends up giving him some more troubles than I think he was expecting. Let's take a look at the PTM replay and see what exactly transpired here for the 51 camp. Ooh, and Chantel Pottle just went right down on that number 51, and I don't know what on earth happened there or what went wrong, but that's not something usually you ever see out of the throttle. Let's take a look at our onboard camera here. Well, from that angle, it looked like she was trying to steer it back straight because it was tight. So it didn't look like he was trying to get it right at that 51, but in turn it actually just ended up kind of clipping him around. Either way, huge little wreck there, unfortunately causing the caution to come on out. So the guys and gals now have to regroup and recenter off once more. Bit of a fight off here now between these drivers and between positions here. Every driver right now just trying to figure out what is going to be best for them, what will be their best cue to kind of take control of this race. But so far it seems like no one's really been able to figure out, nor have they been able to stay out of trouble. Drivers are now single filed up, restarting off. This should be interesting. See who can get the advantage here now and a single file start instead of a double end here. Green flag gets back on out here. Wow, with a huge jump out of the start. Michael Taylor and Tim Williams right now looking to try to hammer off to catch him. Williams going straight to the bottom, immediately going to make a run for it on the 98. Williams now looking towards the number 6's rear view mirror. Drivers just need to stay out of trouble, keep things under control, and not let these cars get too wrapped up or warped up from any issues or significance here. They know they need to make these cars last out as long as they can with this 80-lap ordeal. It's amazing to me though how far we have spread everybody out here comparatively to what we saw at Michigan. It's a whole different ball game here and a whole different story. I think Blount's kind of looking at that too, but the difference is right now, even though he is currently on the gas and on the speed, he's actually caught through there by the drive. Uh-oh! Except for Williams though. Williams into the wall protection there on the back stretch. Looked like he was saving the momentum and getting ready to go for it, but unfortunately, you just cannot make mistakes like that and think it will work out in your end. Well, that open door to everybody else that wants to try to have a hand in here. DJ Mitchell moving his way up to the chains. Michael Taylor currently staying in the second spot, trying to draft the Blount here, trying to catch him. The rest of your guys right now in that back half pushing their limits more than ever. Crossing them up here, and now looks like a Spirit of Michigan. We have a pretty good difference between who can push the draft and who can push the momentum. Seems though that draft line does get a bit of a grip and give a bit of momentum speed here. Actually clipped off. Last time in Michigan we saw it seemed like the cars just could not get the current, the wind to kind of spread across the rear spoiler to actually build up more speed from the nose of the car. So now it looks like in hindsight they have learned that. The shop has been able to get it nice and set up and really paying it away here to make some moves for these drivers to go with as we go on board with Gordon Lawrence Jr. Feel the roar and the power of these things here, and Blount, they have gone too far and pushed astray. The 6 has been taken over from the race lead. We have a new leader here, but which one will it be? Will it be Taylor or Mitchell? Because Mitchell is already kind of gunning up to that 98, but it's Taylor who has the lead for the moment. Gonna punch his way down around the track here and keep his way in. Oh no, I was going to say in the field, but there's trouble again. Tim Williams gets tagged and spinned on the front straightaway, almost entering into pit road. Trouble for the 45. Well, once again, I gotta go visit the old PTM Instant Replay and see what went wrong here, but unfortunately for that 45 cam, there's mine, everything went wrong. Just caught off guard there, nowhere to go, unfortunately, and that's just one of those deals you just cannot escape no matter who you are here. Taking a look at it from the blimp cam here. Car gets loose a little bit, has to straighten out. Just finishing the job, really. The good news is this for Williams, didn't suffer any damage. Except maybe a little bit of a bruised ego and a little bit of a tire burn off of that car. I don't think he's really got anything to worry about. Frank Hughes kind of in a bit of a drive off here from time to time, and it seems like he's been kind of struggling to keep pace ever since that little wreck he had, but now he'll be back in the top 5 to see about that. Russ Hancock made a pretty good impression here out of the gate, 5 spots up from his qualifying position, top post and 7 up from his. And just a who's who of drivers right now we've seen plenty of times here on the Pit Stall Racing Series, just trying to get a point out there, a point proven. So looks like they're going to get a double file restart this go around here with lap 22 now being center stage here. Where will the drivers put their strengths and lie with the rest? We'll find out now. Green is out again. Cody Griffin, the number 03 machine, is now looking to make a little run right now. He's trying to get his second win of the season. He's already got one to his name. They got it back at the most challenging track they have raced at, in my opinion, so far, Pocono Raceway. Looking to get it done here at the famed and fabled tough end at Auto Club Speedway. Of course, this track here, we'll get more in depth with it just a little bit later on its lore and its history, as there is a little bit of something to prove and show in the next couple years that we'll find out soon enough with. Tim Williams right now trying to give him hopes and dreams alive a little bit after not only being suffered in 2 wrecks, but last one exactly just spun him completely out. Royal Chantal Paddle also looking to make a bit of a drive back here. She was pretty much in that top 5 bracket for a little bit, then got clipped in that mix-up, kind of got trapped, and then also then got into there a little bit with Robert Smith. We're still not really sure what went wrong there, but we do know what is going right, which is right now the battle for the lead. Todd Poston getting all the help from Frank Hughes to get a little bit of work here done ahead of the 13. TJ Mitchell loses his lead for a brief moment, but he does get the outside to kind of clip up a bit. Some pretty hard racing from the guys and gals right now. Everybody trying to make peace with themselves and make with what they can work with. They know they don't have all the tools in the world. So this is a pretty good example of what you can do when you have at least something to work with. And right off the corners now, Frank Hughes now behind the 13 Mitzel trying to counteract. And he does indeed. Gets a good drill pack off back on the stack. Stays within range. Back on board here with Cody Griffin. As you can see, he is starting to also get a little bit clever on the reins, trying to move some chains. Backing a bit right on that front straightaway to lead into turn number 1 and 2. As you can see, everybody kind of flipped up a bit, trying not to get too rambunctious on the draft and trying to push that pack when they can. Hughes Garage is number 61 of Frank Hughes, though. Man, talk about a guy that is really stuck between a rock and a hard place. He wants to go to the bottom, he wants to go to the top. He can't do either of them because he got a guy blocking everywhere. 3 wide off the bay. And it's Mitzel, still your leader, but everyone else slowed down a little bit because of it. Cody Griffin giving her all she's worth, giving her all she wants to here as well, while Michael Taylor and Russ Hancock join in on the fun. We've got a 4 wide salute just for a brief fleeting moment there coming through turn number 1. And again, it's absolutely impressive to me, no matter how you look at it, no matter how you think about it, to where everyone wants to go with this race and where everything is going to be kind of freaking it in. Caution flag is out again, though. There is problems down there. Robert Smith getting coined off here again, and now we'll bring out the caution once more here. The 51 Rowdy Energy Machine just can't seem to get out of trouble. Well, let's visit the PTM Instant Replay and see what went wrong there for the number 51 camp. Looks like once again more troubles are brewing there from the front straightaway. And this time around looks like it may have been on him. Yep, right there that time around off turn number 4. Got slammed into the wall. Slammed himself there, just drives it right off. Almost goes end over end, and just as the race was getting pretty exciting over in the back half. Has to get slowed back down, and these guys get put back on the radar scale. So back him out at pit road here. Michael Taylor will still be a race leader. Gordon Larson Jr. going to move into second spot. Aaron Blount going to go into third. Cody Griffin going to fourth. And if a bit of a reverberating pattern here we're seeing. Robert Kahn joins us in, saying good luck everyone. Go get him, Sheehan. Robert, good to hear from you. Although we're kind of surprised you haven't joined us again here today, sir. First time we have not seen the rattlesnake here on the show. In Pit Stall Racing Series here. So, little bit of a gang group here though. Do apologize in advance if you kind of hear us a little off the key, off the moment. Still dealing with a little bit of a sore throat, plus I got to get used to this weather here from Auto Club versus what I was dealing with in Iowa, so. So entering through turn number 3 and then turn number 4, we're going to get back to business, back to the action here. A lot on the line here on this restart. This could settle the second half of this starting the race here in the ends meet. Off the green, down the stretch, we're back at it. Betzel and Hughes going to deal with each other back there a little bit. Letting McNeese now back in the top 5. Gordon Larson Jr. coming through to the back of the half here. As Cody Griffin now looks to slingshot the field. He's playing hard, Charter. He's playing hard to take down. 0-3 of Cody Griffin is now leaning his way back into position, back into the pace. Michael Taylor trying to block him off and defend him through as Blount looks to get around them both. 3 wide off. Blount sent high. Spent down low. He went high, then got thrown low. And a curveball thrown at both from Cody Griffin taking control. He's getting the leader. Down into the corners here, a little bit close off the tires and fenders there a little bit. Maybe a little bit more than these guys were kind of wanting it to be. Back up down the back straightaway here, they are 3 wide off. Gordon Larson Jr. trying desperately to kind of pinpoint a shot around Len McNeese. Looking pretty strong here. Again, this is kind of his style racing, it seems, and he's making it show that last week was no fluke. He's already putting it to Blount and Griffin here. They were not lying when they said you could run multi-grills and racing here. They're doing that and then some right at the moment. Still 3 wide out. Seems like the cars are actually pushing a little bit more up too, just the fact that it's a little bit of a flatter surface compared to what Michigan was. The only corner there was like turn 2 that usually got the better of them, making it a little bit more tricky. 4 wide off though on the front stretch. Oh my. Len McNeese though, man, talk about a comeback. Started from the back, got his way back to the front, and now McNeese is looking to overtake for the race lead if he can get around Griffin here. A little bit of a clip around. Driver's getting a little bit more aggressive. You can see a little bumping and banging there. Blount catching a piece of Griffin as McNeese now takes the lead. No, hold on. Oh, Griffin, no. He's not saving this one. And a huge rollover ensuing for not only Robert Smith, but also Eric Blount. But Smith gets the worst of it. He's upside down, flipping on the backstretch. But a violent rollover there for the 51 campus. He just goes end over end, tumbles. Tumbleweeding away around the desert plains here. As Griffin gets into a huge wreck, you see Blount goes end over end onto the side of the car. But look at this wreck from the 51. Oh my goodness. Oh my. Got thrown sideways and then got thrown for an entire loop there. Larson Jr. and the 03, that was the clip that got him into it. Then you see the 98 kisses him. Tries to drive out of it. Blount goes wall riding. Not the kind of a Hail Millen by chance. And you can just see the damage all but done. Led McNeese now already proven though. One thing is for certain, last week was no fluke. Many drivers wondered, they questioned, was it actually what they thought they had seen? Was it actually something that they could believe? Well, right now, I would say that answer is a resounding yes, the way I'm looking at it here. So Field's now going to be parking them down into pits roads here, back onto the stretches. Let's see how the drivers react to these seemingly numerous cautions kind of burrowing out here. Not usually what we see out of these guys either, too. 5th caution today. I believe we had about 6 in total last time, I think. Do not quote me on that number. I want to go with that number though and say that was probably my option. Double filed in, race fans. This go around, we have now hit the halfway marker. Fielded down for the green flag restart zone. We're back out of here, race fans. Coming around though off the back stretch. Trouble. Oh, and Jeffrey Todd Tufts really slamming the inside wall protection down there in the back straightaway, and another caution brews out. But the story is how bad did that thing too literally take a nosedive and a hit off in the corner. Oh my word. So violent hit right there. Unfortunately, nowhere to go or get out of. Tufts looked like he might have drove up a little bit and actually clipped a few of these guys around. Drivers try to square and avoid. Oh, man. Swerving is one thing, but again, when you're battling for that race lead, there is still a certain position you got to hang on to. Catches it up there with Mitchell, and then, Frank Hughes, Michael Taylor. See Plow and Pottle get around. Todd, though. Ouch. Well, when I asked the drivers earlier on if you think some of them have kind of learned their lesson and learned to cool down a bit, seems to be the case that that's not what I was bringing it to. Well, once again, we're just going to see what these drivers have to do to just try to stay out of trouble and stay in their own boundaries. But at this point, I really couldn't tell you how to stay out of your own boundaries, much less anywhere else. I think at this point, you just got to stay out of your own heads. Keep your heads on your shoulders and not where the sun don't shine, and then just run from there. Lining back down that starting line, back to the green. Let's see if we can keep it under control here, boys. A lot of side drivers were wasting a little time. I think maybe an understatement here, folks. Coming out of the gate, everybody moving and rocking their way through the field and down to the chains. Some major moves coming through the packs, coming through the drives here. Douglas R. Johnson, 388, certainly one of them here. Len McNeese, oh, clipping it right up at Michael Taylor, and Taylor, he goes for a ride upside down. Oh no. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Well, I mean, it's hard enough to just kind of stay out of trouble at this point. I think it's a whole different story when you get put in this spot. Then McNeese is slightly tapping the 98, and then Taylor goes for a ride upside down, takes a nice little tag up there. Just could not get out of his own way there. That is first certain. One more look at it here from the top of our blimp cam here. If we get that blimp cam up there, please, there, producers. Thank you. Three wide off. There's the tag, and almost relatively with ease, just goes right up on its nose. Well, the really best thing I can tell you guys at this point is just kind of go along with the show. It's not quite what it was in Michigan. Green flag back on out. No telling what happens next. They either can make this race extremely good, or they're going to make themselves look like, well, back to the caution. Oh boy. Alright, well, got us involved in the wreck here. Let's take a look at the replay here and see what exactly happened there. Well, it looked like Todd Poston was trying to get off of the 72, but ends up getting him completely there. Now, I'm not going to point any fingers at anybody until we take a look at that and replay on in the front of his nose there, but it looked like when the 72 went down a little, Poston thought, yeah, right there, he could get in there, and you can see he's trying to back off, but once he was trapped, well, he was more than just trapped. He was kind of done. He was done for there. Alright. Well, just under 30 laps now left to go, and I think the drivers may have got a little prep talk down there saying, you know, you guys might want to start chilling out a little bit. You still have a ways to go, you know, which they're not wrong. So really now, top 5 on your screen here: Cody Griffin, Douglas R. Johnson, Chantel Pottle, Eric Blunt, and your leader right now, Tim Williams. Making for quite an interesting dynamic, if you ask me. A bit of an interesting little position, as many of those drivers earlier on were in kind of the same boat, kind of close together and close in the packs. But now find themselves here in what could be a make or break situation. Well, I didn't want to say anything too outrageous out of the gate. I want to try to give them a chance to catch their breath. Looks like we got it kind of set here on the first set of laps. Now, can we just keep it this way? Pressure living on right now here. No one getting any chance or any breaks here. Cody Griffin going to go at it here with the throttle sent up auto here as both drivers defend for their own piece of real estate. Eric Blount, right now your race contender here for the leader. R. Johnson, it's Cody Larson Jr. and DJ Mitchell right now. All intertwined in that pack with Corey Coe holding up the end of the rear. Griffin gonna get a leg up on the 5 here, but Chantel, using her mind and her wits on her racing strategy, goes right there to the draft line with Griffin. Already immediately trying to make something work out of it. Tim Williams right now currently a race leader, and he's giving her all she's got and all it's worth. Just trying to avoid and evade anything else at this point. Can't be too certain though. You gotta stay focused, stay on your marks, and hit your spots when you can. And be ready for the unexpected to pop up from time to time. Blount and Pottle right now dealing with Larson Jr. They're now mixing it up a little bit here as they are starting to deal with even more company brewing. Griffin moving into the second place spot here. Tim Williams still your leader. For Griffin though, he's got a bit of an ace up his sleeve. He's been lap 42, which was 4 laps better than Tim Williams. So he has 4 lap better tires than Mr. Williams. That could make the difference here in terms of extra speed and momentum to gain from, especially when these tires burn off. Speed advantage is starting to become more and more frequent. 24 left on the clock. And Mitchell now looking to join in. Larson Jr. taking on the throttle, sent up Otto. Huge leg up for these drivers here, trying to make their way back to the pains and the mistakes that they made earlier on. No driver is safe though here for that lead. We still know that well. But it seems though that top 5 must have a lot of different priorities and stakes onto their mind. Backed up right now here, battle for the race lead. Here we go, 3 cars in this field looking for that one big piece of real estate here at Montana. They want to move into the lead. Williams trying to bid out his trying to get out unwanted visitors. Cody Griffin trying to barge his way through the back door. Now entering into the side kingdom and coming from the outhouse now to that White House. Blount now has now made his way into the pack. And DJ Mitchell just kind of playing the instigator of trouble with the family up ahead of him. So much on the line right now. Positioning is key as we go in. 20 laps remain. Can they keep up the distance and keep up the travel at hand there? This is where things get extremely wild and a little bit more obscene here. Mitchell starting to top him out there right off the corner ends. Blount trying to stay with it. Can't win, it's Cody Griffin. What's the save here? Man, this is just absolutely breathtaking to watch, thrilling to see. You just see drivers throwing everything they can. And speaking of unwanted visitors, I think the boys don't want the ladies to come and barge in the party. But the throttle shed Del Bottle doesn't seem to really give two hoots about it. Here comes the 5 now, lunging her way right into the inside of the number 6 of Eric Blount. Looking for position. You've got a 6-car battle for the lead, but remember the last time we had this happen. They're keeping a close tab on it. They're watching every single move they make now. Laps left to go. Something has got to give, and somebody's got to give it up. Williams not letting off. Griffin neither the same. Absolutely incredible side-by-side racing here for these Super Late Model drivers. Neither one giving an inch to the other. Only thinking about one thing and one thing only. Within the speed, within the drive, and hang on for it all. See how close they are getting in terms of position to every driver right now. Watching for any kind of position you're a little problematic zone they don't want to get thrown into. $16 laps remain now. Fuel strategy is going to be coming into effect, coming to really start to put these drivers in a bit of a hamper. Interesting to see how everyone puts their strategies up for grabs. Corey Coe has already entered in. Cody Griffin right now, considering how late he went in pit road, I think he's actually going to just take hot fuel and nothing else. If he gets out of pit road just in time and in the nick of time, I think really that's now going to set him up for the rest of this race. Because of him being in the lead means everyone else has to go into pit road, has to enter in. And with this race has been today, it seems though the strategy has not been enough to really push the boundaries, push the limits here. Todd Poston, Corey Coe, Robert Smith, they've all entered in pits. They've come out with a fresh set of fuel and a fresh set of momentum. Hancock now looks like he's going to get his way through the chains a little bit as we go on board. You'll see Tim Williams left 45 and Cody Griffin, Dr. Sargent going to pit road. Surprising to see Griffin in there due to the fact that he was literally on a little bit of a fresh set of tires. Everybody else though, not really straying too much from it or really worrying about it, that at all. If I was those 5 drivers up ahead right now in the race lead though, I'd be probably trying to strategize the pit strategy here. And I would probably want to begin doing probably this lap around because again, once the drivers in that race lead come back on out, it could be an absolute mess. You have to figure out that fuel strategy, that fuel line. That seems to be what they're going to do here. The 6 and the 5 are going to pit road. That's all. Larson Jr. and Hancock stay on out. 13 laps left to go. Time running out. Larson Jr. watching every little angle, every little spot, any crucial moment for Mitchell to give him an opening. Mitchell refusing for an alleyway. That's all. Larson Jr. and Hancock right now looking extremely good at what they're trying to put up and trying to hold off. But again, now traffic behind them. Lynn McNeese, Corey Coe, all those guys right now currently trying to bolster a lead lap comeback. Or at least get on the lead lap as Larson Jr. will go to pit road now. So he blinks out. 11 laps to go here to the line. Detzel may have had the lead for a little bit, but he is certainly getting caught up on and taken for a bit of a drive off. Nobody is safe when you are racing at this highest level, at this highest performance, and these guys are well aware of that. Ten turns to 9 to go right now here. Field struggling to keep it in. DJ Mitchell losing his lead lap back to Cody Griffin. Griffin has now got himself back on the lead lap here. And he looks to try to push some luck and push the pedal straight into the metal is what I'm going to say there. Eric Blount right up in front of Mitchell now, but the pit stops are being made. Hancock joins him as well. That will leave Radford, Blount, Griffin, and them all now searching and trying to destroy a coveted little spot from these guys. Went from the hard sell of trying to keep a race clean and green to all of a sudden now we're trying to figure out what will happen next. Blount is right now in the mix with Cody Griffin, hot on his tail, trailing him just by about a full 7/10 of a second. Blount staying true to his words, staying true to his guns here, and he went in at lap 67. I think that might be enough. But Griffin is not going to let him breathe that easily. With 7 to go, if Griffin catches him, he'll be left all alone to have to fend for himself. There's no help here. Griffin taking the lead away from Eric Blount. Eric Blount losing so much ground he gets to not hold the speed and the power at hand. Knows he kind of got trapped in a very tight ordeal in a tough little spot. Lee May was just trying to focus in on really what can bring it to the table, what can really go for broke here. Griffin looking pretty good to catch another one here, but unfortunately for him, Blount not leaving him alone as well. Could be a snap switch off here for 5 to go. This 80 lap explosive racing action has been just from the highest to the lowest of racing ordeals. Now we need to finish it out. Uh-oh, it's got fish out here. Eric Blount into the pit road. A huge wreck ensues for the 6th. And there is no caution. No caution for him. They will stay green. Blount costs himself dearly and he gets sent to the Shadow Realm. DJ Mitchell right now the remaining driver to challenge Griffin. Metzel has a slight chance here to get to Griffin, and he is closing the gap off. There is a time difference there between those two. You can see an even bigger time gap change. I think Griffin is well aware right now what Metzel's trying to do. And I think he's actually trying to play a little possum, trying to lure him in, sucker him in, let him think he's got a chance. Just to take it right back from him. We will roll up on the final 2 laps to go this time on by. White flag high in the air. We've got just one more to go the next time around. Mitchell has caught Griffin. Will Griffin play it down to the hammer? Or is Mitchell going to try to play the spoiler? He's lining it up. Does he take a shot now or wait? He's got the momentum high. He's got the RPMs up even higher. If I was him, I would set up the move and set the drive off now quicker than you know it. Mitchell is preparing. He had a chance there. No dice. White this time on out. Here we go. Side by side off. Mitchell. He's got an opening. He Ks the 0-3 out around a little bit. Griffin stuck on the top. And Mitchell drives it hard on the bottom. He's looking for the crossover. Will Mitchell block him? He does. He blocks him right in the middle. Can't let him get to the bottom or the top. Gonna ride it down here. It's a drag race to the finish, folks. They're coming for home plate. Off of turn number 4. One more time around. Mitchell with a slight advance off the corner. Griffin trying to cross him over one more time to the line. Can he get him to the finish? Not today! Cody Griffin will fall. DJ Mitchell holds him off. An absolutely wild, wild race to the line. Out of 4 races so far this season, we have 4 different winners. DJ Mitchell has been added to the categories. And Griffin saying, hey, congrats, man. You earned that one. Indeed, indeed, he did. A well-earned and deserved ride here. What a performance. I think we're about to see some serious donuts here in a minute. Well, looks like some burnouts indeed. He's going to get all that sign there on the front there. Left nothing on the table and left nothing to chance. DJ Mitchell outsmarts and outraces Cody Griffin from the end to the finish. Frank Hughes will go 3rd. Len McNeese getting 4th. Russ Hancock goes in 5th for his debut show. Corey Coe 6th. Chantel Bottle goes 7th. 8 to Tim Williams. 9th to Michael Taylor. 10th to Douglas R. Johnson. Round out your top 10 here, folks. Frank Hughes will come away 3rd out of the bunch. We'll give him the overlay here and give him a congratulations as well for that. If he joins us later, we will listen in with him here. As we are now going to join the guy that drives that big 03 down there, ladies and gentlemen. Coming out of the car here, the Kingdom 03 will walk away here with the 2nd place finish. And Griffin, congratulations on that. But, sir, I got to ask you, man, you literally had fought, scratched, and clawed there to get around on the other drivers. But then it's Mitchell that comes back to haunt you. What happened down there?
Yeah, he was just saving tires. I don't know exactly what his pit strategy was. If he might have took tires that last stop. I just took fuel only, but it was I had a set of tires left, but I was saving them for a green white checkered, and we didn't have one. So, but yeah, it was a good race. I tried everything I had. We made pretty good contact going into 3. I thought we was both going to wreck there, and then I tried to get him, but he blocked me down to the grass as he should have. So good win for him. Good points day for us, and we'll go on to Atlanta next week.
Yeah, I was going to say Atlanta Speedway next week has looked to be a bit of a showman's track and a very tight ordeal to race at for you and this crew here, man. You going back from those 2 miles to the 1.5 miles. I mean, how do you think it'll fare when you got a little bit of a slicker end there down at Atlanta?
I'm personally going to love it. I am over the super speedway racing. I've had enough to last me the rest of the year. So at least we'll go to some 1.5 miles and go to Dover, and then we get to go to Richmond at the end of the year for the championship, which I'm really looking forward to. So yeah, it was the big tracks were fun, but I'm ready for at least the 1.5 miles, and then we'll work our way down.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, though, as you come away 2nd today here, Cody, who do you want to thank?
Just thanks to Tim for putting on the league, and Dave for race control, and everybody that helps make it happen. PTM TV. Thanks to Kingdom Management, Drive Nutrition, and everybody else that's on the car. I think that's actually it. So it was a fun race, and I'm ready to go to bed.
Well, get some sleep, have a good time, and Griffin, congratulations on the 2nd place today, sir.
Appreciate it, guys.
Well, he's ready to go to bed, but the one guy I don't think is going to be sleeping for a while is this guy right here, DJ Mitchell. We've gone 4 races this season. You're our 4th different winner, and congratulations on that. What a final drive you had on the tire saving and managing to knock down Cody Griffin there at the end. Tell me, man, how much did those tires just make for that run to come back and take down the 0-3?
Yeah, to be honest with you, that the tires were huge. I mean, I don't know if Cody took tires or not, but I was actually planning on not taking tires right at the end there. I decided I wasn't going to, and I forgot to uncheck the right sides. So it started changing them, and I thought it was going to change 4. I was a little worried. It only changed 2, so I thought I would lose too much time, but it worked out. The tires really helped me rotate through the corner, and it was just basically just power by Cody because his tires must have been a bit older.
Yeah, it seemed like that was the case, and I know there was a bit of a drive off there between you and the crew and that team, but it's one thing we've got to notice too. It seems like the longer you go and the further you drive, the better the car seems to be doing itself here. But when this got later in the run, do you think maybe that Auto Club kind of tore up a little bit more tires than some of these guys were expecting?
I don't think so. The tires were pretty even through it. Once it got dark, I was definitely not ready for it to start plowing as much as it was. It was really tight. Once it got really dark and the track cooled down, the tires were pretty even through most of the race. That's why I didn't really think the tires would help me that much. But yeah, I guess they were a big deal there at the end. We were running pretty close to the same times through most of the race. I did take 4 tires earlier just because I had some spins and probably flat spotted them. But yeah, it was a good setup, I thought. Got a little tight, but fun racing.
Fun racing, fun time to be alive here. Metzel, congratulations on this race win. Who do you want to thank here, sir?
Oh, I just want to thank Tim Lee and Dave for putting on Pit Stall. I want to thank the guys that I run with, just hanging out, talking with each other, strategizing, and just thanks to you guys for broadcasting. It's a great broadcast, fun to watch.
Well, we certainly appreciate you coming back on board here, Metzel. Congratulations on this race win, and we hope to see you next time out here, sir.
10-4, thanks.
DJ Mitchell walks away with the W and takes it home here at Auto Club. Race fans, this one has been fun to watch. But we'd like to thank our friends at Fort Worth Screen Printing and Lightning Wrapz for their support this season, and you fans out there as well. This has been the Pit Star Racing Series, and I am the Crusader Christian Charge signing off today. We'll see you guys next time when the green flag flies.